Back to doing these. Oops. G'day guys, and welcome to another episode of Daniel's Camper. We don't have running water, and I want running water. So that's pretty important and high priority, so we're gonna do that. This is just a Coles water, like, jug kind of thing. I just got 2 water bottles, took the cap off one, and I'm gonna use the other one in a sec. I've got wire, which I bought for like $2 off eBay or whatever. These are switches. I'll get one of these out. These are switches. I bought 10. They're like 50 cents each. And they're latching switches. So this is what will turn our water on and off. I have clear vinyl tubing and an electric pump, which is about $4 off eBay. And the tubing fits snug on that. The first thing I have to decide is where I want to place everything. So I'm thinking that the switch will go around here, and I want the water tank under here. So let's drill a hole here for the switch to go into. So now the switch fits nicely in there. Cool. We also need to decide where the hose is going to come from. So I was thinking at the back here. So you have the hose like that. So I found this old washer that is the perfect size, that I was just able to squeeze onto the end and then pull all the way down, and that is not going anywhere. So that goes down like that, and it's going to sit like that. When I need the hose, can do dishes with that, and then you just thread it back in, and it all stows away nicely. So I've just tested it with a battery, and it turns out the actual pump itself has to be submerged. So the way I've got it now isn't quite going to work. I've got to get some like water tank and waste water going. So the water tank I was building didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to. So instead I've gone good old-fashioned buckets. Yes, they're not the most glamorous thing, but they work. So these are only like $1 each from the reject shop. I put some hooks in the appropriate places to mount the buckets. So this goes in here, hooks on that hook first, and then hooks up on there as well, and making sure that's alright. So that's not going anywhere. This pump goes in here, and we turn on our switch, and there you go. We have full-on running water that we can do dishes with. The flow is pretty good, and this is all draining straight into our second bucket. So to remove the bucket, all you have to do is, it is kind of a two-handed operation, but just disconnect this one and lift it back like that, and then you've got the wastewater that you can just tip out. We are going away tomorrow. Yesterday, I got the van serviced, and yeah, so it's not great news, but it's not terrible news. It could have been worse. How do I put this? Velma has LBL from her radiator. Yesterday, I was driving her, and I noticed it was really, getting really hot. Last week wasn't doing that, so I think it's actually happened in the last couple of days. But my mechanic advised not to buy a new radiator because it would cost too much. Instead, use some of this stuff. This stuff I think just goes straight into the radiator, and yeah, I've been told to do some driving with it though, so get it all mixing up. And then just top it up with distilled water. So that's what's going to be the showstopper. So if we don't have a working radiator, we're going to need to pull over like every 20 minutes or so when she gets hot. So this is not ideal. So what I'm hoping for is that it's just a small crack and this will do the job. This was only $15, so hopefully it works. So pretty much the instructions on the bottle says, good job idiot, you broke your radiator, pour this in and we'll try to fix it for you. So that's pretty much what there is to it. So the radiator cap has been removed and it said to pour the whole thing in, so that's exactly what I've just done. I'm just going to wait for these particles to settle down before I put the radiator cap on, because I reckon some of it's going to spill over. Now we have to run the engine and go for a little drive. It says half an hour, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So as I'm driving here, I'm just keeping an eye on the thermostat. I did just leave, so it's not hot yet, but hopefully it stays down. If it overheats, I might be in some strife. It's about 90 cents a litre for fuel, which is pretty good. If you're happy to wait in this damn line, here we go. Oh, sorry, I think the price is 94 cents. They actually haven't got it up there. I hope they haven't run out. It doesn't look like they have. I don't know. But I've been in the car for about 15 minutes now, 15-20 minutes, and we're good. The temperature gauge isn't going anywhere. The thing's wrong. The thing that was making it really hot earlier was the fact that there was like no water in it. So the mechanic the other day put some more water in it, and I bought 12 litres of distilled water back there to top us up if we need. It is as I feared. They've run out of 91. Damn. So they're almost getting a tank of 95. That might almost be bad for it. It's madness here. For those who have broken radiators or like are using this stuff, it says to take it for a drive and then drain everything, but it does miss out on the step that you should let it cool. Don't ever open your radiator cap. This goes for anyone. Like, don't open your radiator cap if you've just been driving, because it's all pressurized and it's just gonna spurt up into your face, and it is very hot. So here is my air conditioner that I bought. It's portable. It's a Hotpoint Mac 120, and it's got all 5-star reviews, and it cost me $150. So it is reverse cycle, so you can heat and cool with this thing, and it's refrigerated as well, so it's not going to create humidity in the van. It's actually a dehumidifier as well. It does everything, which is really cool. The thing with this is that the heat comes out the back and the cool air comes out the front, even though that's not super cold at the moment. I did just turn it on. That's what this ducting is for. It's going to sit over like that and exhaust out the back of the van, or out the side of the van, or just out the van. The thing with this though is that it doesn't fully cover, and that's why we have a vent. So now I've got to modify the vent to actually be an exhaust instead. This is it venting out now. So all I did was take out these grills from the vent, so they just popped out. Screwed that in to a pre-existing hole. It's only held on by one screw at the moment, but it seems to be holding fine. And then this ducting just went over the back of the vent. You thread a couple loops on so it stays, and then you just wind down the window like a tad and shut the door. And now hot air is venting out there. That's yucky and hot. And in here, it's nice and cool. This has only been on for maybe 5 minutes. and I can legitimately already feel it cooling down, which is fantastic. One thing I haven't touched on in these videos is lighting. Now, I have bought a 1 meter strip of LEDs, white LEDs, that I was going to stick up on the side of this rail, but we're going to paint the rail, so I don't want to put that up yet. So I'll do that when we get back. But for the interim, I have these. There you go. Another accessory I have here is a non-slip mat. So I'm gonna line the drawers, or I'm gonna line the shelves with this stuff, so it'll make it look a bit prettier as well, and will stop things from sliding around. So this is how we're set up at the moment. Fridge, some cooking stuff, and all the stuff required for the stove. We've got cutlery in here now, just like that. A bit more storage in there for later. Food, which we are yet to buy, and all our plates and such. Then our water system as well. It's all coming together. So today is the day. We're going away today. And before we do, I've got a checklist of little things I need to do before we can go. And we're going to start off by finishing up that radiator. So now all I've got to do is disconnect this bottom radiator hose, and I've already put a bucket underneath it, so that's going to catch all the fluid. That was really difficult, only because the hoses were so old and like I could feel them cracking when I pulled them, so I didn't want to break them, but I eventually got it. And that is the distilled water and stop leak in that container down there. Now I can reattach the hose and fill it up with distilled water. That is the old water from the radiator with some sparkly stuff in it, which is that stop gaps or whatever it's called. Now I'm going to do something that's called leading the system. So what you do is you run the engine until the thermostat opens, and then like it starts the water flowing through, and you can see like it gets rid of like any bubbles if you leave the radiator cap open. So that's the bubble out. So I've just put the radiator cap back on now, and we are ready to go engine-wise.
See ya!
We've certainly come a long way from what this van used to be. Behind me is like a livable space, and when we first bought this it was just like an old van with a boat winch in it that was really hard to get out. So I'm pleased with how it's going now, and I'm excited to live in it for a week. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a big journey to get it to where it is now, but we are on the road. Well, I'm on the road. I'm going to pick Jenny up, and then soon enough we'll be in Gracetown. So thank you so much for watching this mini series here.